Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be playing TBR Takedown. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain in a minute. If you are new here, hello and welcome. Please consider liking and subscribing this video. If you're coming back, thank you. I appreciate you coming back to my videos. And with that being said, I am playing my TBR game today, which will be kind of a simplified version of it, mostly because it has changed over the months. This is where it's going to probably stay at as far as the rules, but also I have 2 month-long readathons that I'm participating in, and not be adding like a whole crazy bunch of books on my TBR as I usually do. With that being said, let's talk about what the rules are. I have a challenge jar that is full of just as it sounds. It has a bunch of challenges that are, some of them are Disney themed, some of them are Marvel themed. I think there's even a couple Pixar ones in there. So yeah, that's pretty much where that's at. And then I also have a series jar that is holding my Kings Island ticket. But I have a series jar which is just as it sounds. Got a bunch of series that I want to finish at some points by the end of the year. Would be crazy for some of them. And then I have what's left on my overdrive / hoopla, and as you can tell, I have been working a lot on this jar, so this jar is almost empty. And then here in a second we will also go through a brief overview of what I read this month. I won't be doing monthly wrap-ups. What I will be doing instead is favorite books that I read that month today, so that should be in the cards. Yeah, with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So, let's talk about which books that I read this month. Well, let's not really talk about it, but let's go over the books real quickly that I read in August. First, starting with The Magic School Bus, I read this as a kind of to go back and see what it would be like to read them now, mostly because I never read them when I was little, and it was okay. I did take the series off my hoopla because I won't be continuing it. I did read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by She Who Must Not Be Named. Really loved it, and I'm excited for Half-Blood Prince. Then I read Crimes of Grindelwald, Maker's Mysteries and Magic Behind the Movie, or something like that. This was also on Hoopla, and is only available in audio from what I understand. And I really had a fun time with this. It was kind of an interview by the cast for the cast, and it was really fun. It was kind of like I could imagine myself just sitting on set, and they were all a bunch of goofballs, and like it was fun learning about behind the scenes, but it was also fun seeing like a little tiny insight to their dynamic. Then from there, I did finish volumes 30 to 32 of The Walking Dead, which I cried on the last one because, again, a character I didn't expect to die definitely died. The next thing that I drew was also on my hoopla, and that was the Tea Dragon Festival. I also read Tea Dragon Tapestry, so I did catch up with this series, books 2 and 3. I really enjoyed this one, mostly because there was LGBT rep, there was sign language / hard of hearing rep, and there was also a character in a wheelchair, so there was a little bit of disability representation, which I really liked. And I also, from what I understand, there was a gender fluid character in here, which is something that I never see, so I was really excited to see that. From there, also on my hoopla, most of the books that I read this month were on my hoopla, because that's where the books were drawn from. It was the Percy Jackson graphic novel. I really love Percy Jackson. I have made a whole personal Discord for this. Yeah, it's just an important series to me, but the one thing that I didn't like was the artwork, but the artwork is true to how the original PGO Demigod Chronicles art was for the time, so I kind of let that go and did enjoy how it was done. I would still recommend reading the regular books first and the graphic novels. Now, one thing that I didn't get to, but I do have this book on hold, is Delirium. So I thought this was going to be on Hoopla. It was actually over on Libby, and Libby didn't have it available, but it is on hold. So I will keep this and put it in my Overdrive Hoopla jar to read it in the future. And then the next thing was actually my challenge for the month, which was the Hulk, read a book over 500 pages. And I did. I read Hair of Fire, which was 563, something like that. Which, as you probably know, because I won't stop talking about it, I absolutely adore this book. Now that we have a quick rundown of the books that I read over the month of August, let's just get straight into what I into drawing stuff. Number one, as you if you're a returning viewer, you probably know, but this is the Layla box. It is full of every book on my Hoopla, and every month Layla gets to draw how many of her books I've told her. Usually 6. This month it was only 2, since I have a lot of other books to get to. I had Layla draw 2 books for me, and those 2 books she ended up drawing is Renegades, which is by Marissa Meyer. It is a arch nemesis. From what I understand, there are 2 characters, and there's kind of this war going on, and they both pretend to be part of the other group, other team, other society type thing, and, you know, end up having to work together, and of course that causes chaos. I don't really, that is a poor description of the book, but I also have had Renegades on my TBR for quite some time, so I've kind of forgotten what it's about. The next one is one that I'm really excited about, because it is a book in one of the 3 duologies that I have currently open, and that is The Last Life of Prince Alistor. If you don't know, this is a sequel to Prosper Redding, which is all about a boy's great times 7 or something grandpa made a deal with the devil, or made a deal with Prosper, who is like a special kind of demon, and then broke that deal way before he was supposed to, and then for whatever reason it skipped a bunch of generations, and Prosper is now dealing with Alistor, who is the demon. So it is a middle grade, but it is really fun, especially since there's a lot of sarcasm, there's a lot of town lore, but that doesn't get in the way, but they do tell you. It's just a really good time. I would have preferred to read this in October, since it is kind of like a spooky book, but I'm still excited for it because I'm ready for spooky season in August. And then I'm going to draw 2 challenges this month, which is a little bit different than I normally do, because I thought, you know, I have to draw community shelf cards and all that kind of stuff for Bookopoly, so I thought I would double up on my own personal challenges. So I had Layla draw one before I draw my own, and the one she chose is kind of ironic, and that is Marlin, a book about losing someone. There is almost no book that doesn't deal with loss, a character getting killed, a character being brutally traumatized 9 times out of 10. So this will probably be an easy book to get done. Then I'm going to draw my own challenge from the challenge jar, which actually is getting pretty low, so I'm excited about that. Okay, so we got 2. I guess I'm going to look at both of them and then pick one. So one of the 2 was nonfiction, and then the other one was Hakuna Matata, a hyped book. Okay, I'm going to take Hakuna Matata and throw the other one back in there for a different month, because I have 2 books in the Throne of Glass series. on my TBR for September, so this will fit perfectly. I also plan on reading Renegades, which is a very popular booktube favorite, so that fits clean slate very well. Now, when I'm filming this, I still have a few days left of August, so this could change, but I'm gonna go ahead and draw a book from what is left on my Overdrive, or on my Libby or my Hoopla, which really there's only 4 books left on my Hoopla, so we'll see. And I got City of Brass. Okay, this is really exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and draw 2, just in case I finish that one before the end of the month. And we got Dark Diaries. So, 2 very simple, very easy books. Last but not least, we are going to draw from the series jar. Now, I have been abandoning the series jar for a couple months now. I didn't even play TBR Takedown in July, but I also ended up forgetting about this jar in August completely, so I feel like it's only fair, as if my September isn't going to be chaotic enough, that I draw 2. 1 for August, because I forgot as a punishment kind of thing, not really, and then 1 for September. So, let's see what I got. Oh my goodness, this was completely on accident. You've seen that I blindly drew this. Prosper Wedding. Okay, we all know that's gonna happen. And Daughter of the Siren Queen, which is perfect. That'll close out my second duology that I've been in the middle of for way too long. Okay, so yeah, that is gonna be everything for this month. Layla drew some books, I drew some books. I had a very complicated TBR this month, but I am still very excited to see how this month will go. If you want to see what I'm going to be reading this month, I do plan on doing Monday weekly updates every Monday. That includes the first Monday of the month because it starts at the end of the week, towards the end of the week, and ends toward the end of the week. September ends and starts weird, but I'm still going to try and do updates as consistently as possible, considering I can't vlog. There's also a bunch of other content coming out, and yes, I did decide to put my video for October, first video of October, already on Premiere. So if you want to see what that is, stay tuned. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all that normal stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I have 2 Instagrams, at Melissa Hammond Photography and at Melissa Rose for booktube, bookish related things. And then I also have Melissa Rose on Twitter. And Goodreads and Storygraph are down below as always. That being said, don't forget that you are so loved, that you are so very much needed, and I will see you all in the video very soon. Bye.